a really special video. I'm here to talk about all of the new yarns. It's 4 in total, well, 3 new ones and 1 old one that we're adding to the shop to celebrate the release of our upcoming issue 7, Joy. So if you've been following us for a while, you know that usually we do one big launch day video where we talk about everything, the samples and the articles and the yarns, and it usually comes in at like 2 hours. And this time we decided we're going to try something different and we're going to split it up. So we recorded a separate video talking about all of the 12 beautiful patterns from issue 7. So you can see that down below or on the YouTube channel. And today I'm going to be talking just about the beautiful yarns that we have the pleasure and privilege to be adding to the web shop. And then there's also going to be a special launch day video, a little podcast episode where Claire and I talk about our dream cast-ons and something exciting that's coming on April 1st. So as you might also know, we started carrying sustainably produced yarns in our web shop in the fall last year. The reason why we chose to also add that is a lot of you have been asking for it, and we love the amazing work that a lot of the yarn producers out there are doing. And especially with sustainably produced yarns, we find that it's there are so many amazing stories that we can tell about them, but it can be hard to find them online. And so we want you to know that everything that you purchase on the Making Stories website is sustainably produced. So, you know, you don't have to worry about any of that. It's also all non-superwash and plastic free and mulesing free. So all of those things are covered as well. As I said, for issue 7, we have 4 yarns that are in the shop, and they are available as individual yarns, but they're also available as pattern kits. So, you know, whatever strikes your fancy. Some people love kits, other people really don't like them. So, yeah. The first one that I want to start with sits in a gigantic bag next to me because there are 9 different colorways that I want to show you. And I'm so excited that we get to share this beautiful yarn with you finally, because I've had boxes of this sitting in the yarn cave for like 2 months. It's Deluxe Natura's Juliet. And I know since we started carrying Juliet, a lot of you have been asking whether we're going to carry Juliet. So yes, and it's now officially available. Juliet is sort of like the bigger sister of Deluxe Natura's Juliet. Deluxe Natura is a French yarn company who is super lovely to work with, and they're very conscious in sourcing their fleeces and producing their yarns. Juliet is technically a worsted weight yarn, but can be knit up at a lot of different gauges. It's a 3-ply, it's really nice and round. So it's great for cables and textures because it shows them up beautifully despite being woolen spun. So it's just a really good yarn. Claire actually knit her watershed scarf that she showed off a couple of podcast episodes back in this yarn, and I'm going to show you in a second how cables look like knit up in this colorway. The fiber content is 100% wool. It's a mix of French merino and Portuguese merino from the Alentejo Valley, and all of the processing is done in Portugal and in France, and it comes in a range of beautiful colorways. Most of them are dyed on a slightly darker colorway, so, or on a slightly darker undyed base, so they have a really nice depth to it. Juliet is the yarn that Marianne Meunier used for her Sakai cardigan, and so you can get kits for this beautiful cabled pattern in the shop now, or also just purchase Juliet as it is. If you want to know more about Sakai, just head over to the sample preview. I'll talk more about that there. Today I want to talk a little bit more about the yarn itself. As I said, it's a really nice round and bouncy yarn. It wears beautifully, and it is also a great yarn, you know, if you want to dip your toes into sort of the sustainable yarn world, or if you want to knit a gift or anything, because it's quite rustic, and the price point is also not as high as some of the, for example, hand-dyed sustainable yarns. Yeah, this colorway is Bois de Rose. It's the original sample colorway, and it's a beautiful, slightly cooler pink. Ooh, is that focusing? Now it's focusing. And we have 9 different colorways. I'm going to start with the neutral ones first. We have Poivre Blanc. Excuse the messy look of the skein. It's the one that I've been knitting swatches from. Poivre Blanc, which is a warm oatmeal-y color. This is an unblocked swatch of the cable pattern of Sakai. So it's a really, really good lighter neutral for those of you who prefer that for their yarns. We also have Poivre et Sel, which is compared to Poivre Blanc, the darker version of this. So this is more beigey, lightly taupey color, but also still in the warm spectrum. And this is very much lighter than Poivre Blanc, than Poivre et Sel. This is how Sakai looks knit up in Poivre et Sel. Just to compare those two again. Yeah. We have a third neutral that is currently on my needles, or that I just started casting on with, which is in the cooler color family. This is Goland, a very beautiful cool gray. So next to Poivre et Sel, you can see that this one is a lot warmer than this one. Yeah, and just for comparison's sake. So those are the 3 neutrals that we carry at the moment. In the middle is Poivre Blanc, this is Poivre et Sel, this is Goland. If, like me, you like a good gray, you'll love this. This is the colorway that I knit my citrine sweater in the Juliet base, but it's exactly the same colorway. And if you like a nice heather gray on the lighter spectrum, this is absolutely it. We also have something for the blue and green lovers amongst you. Baleine Bleu, one of the most popular colorways of Juliet, is back in Juliet. This is a really good dark blue, and this is how it looks like knit up in the swatch of Sakai. So perfect for, ooh, it's blowing me out now. Perfect for anyone who loves wearing jeans, like me. This is a super, super versatile color. And for the people who love green, we had to get one of your all-time favorites from Juliet in Juliet as well. Eucalyptus is back! So Eucalyptus is a super fun heathered green that is sort of on the medium but cooler side, and is heathered actually with light gray, and it looks gorgeous knit up in the Sakai swatch. I think this is such a great it's such a great colorway if you want to have a little bit of color in your wardrobe, but you also want to go for something neutral, because it almost goes through as neutral, but it is really this really pretty green, which I actually really love for myself. So I might need to make something with this. So this is Eucalyptus. And then we have 3 different colorways in the sort of pink and red scheme. We have everyone's favorite light pink, Quartz. This is how Quartz looks like knit up in the Sakai swatch. It's really, really pretty. The previously mentioned Bois de Rose. So this is how Bois de Rose and Quartz look like next to each other. And then we also stock Aubépine in Juliet. So Aubépine was a colorway that everyone went crazy for when we launched it at the end of last year in Juliet, because it's such a wonderful red. It's sort of a darker red with a slight heather to it. and it is absolutely, absolutely stunning. So this is the swatch in it. So everyone who really loves red, this is a really, really, really good red. So these are the three ones in the red and pink family next to one another. And then last but very certainly not least, we had to get Juliet in Genet. Ever since we launched Emily Green's citrine pullover in jewels years back, that was in this colorway on this base, we've all been head over heels in love with this. It's a super good, very cool mustardy yellow. One of the first ones that actually was in the market before that colorway became popular. And I think the cable pattern just shows up so beautifully in this. So look at that 3D effect. So yeah. So those are the 9 colorways that we have available of Juliet in the shop right now. They're available as single skeins. Those come in 100-gram balls or as a kit for sake if that is something that you're wanting to cast on. And yeah, and if you're not interested in sake, Juliet is really great for anything with cables, with texture, but also for, you know, a stockinette sweater that has a few interesting details, like the Felix sweater or the citrine sweater. Those are really good pattern options. And one skein of it will also yield a pretty good hat. So it's also a great accessory yarn. Just a couple of thoughts. Alrighty. The next yarn that I want to talk about is something that is really, really special. It is the yarn that we used for the cigar cardigan that we put on the cover. It's a design by Martha Foraden, and we used a new to us yarn from Deluxe. Deluxe is a yarn company founded by 2 sisters a few years ago who wanted to expand their sustainable values from their own private life into a yarn company that would produce yarns based on the exact same values. And for cigar, which I'm just going to very quickly show you again, a super wearable cardigan, which has a slight marl texture to it. We combined 2 of their yarns. So we chose their organic wool 1, which is sport weight, fingering / sport weight, really high twist organic wool yarn. So it comes from GOTS certified organic fleeces and is processed entirely in Europe. And it is a really, really beautiful yarn that's quite different to the Juliet that I just showed you, because as you can see, it is also 2-ply, but it's worsted spun, and it has quite a high twist. It's also super soft, and the way that it's been spun up means that it doesn't pill as much. So it's great for baby knits. It's great for people who always say like wool is a little bit too scratchy for me. And so we have that. And the yarn that we paired it with for the cigar cardigan is Deluxe's Deluxe Silk Mohair, which is a blend of mohair, silk, and baby alpaca, with the mohair being farmed to RMS standards, so responsible mohair standards, which is really important because mohair can also be produced or won under very, very bad circumstances. So yeah, and this yarn is entirely processed in Italy. We have 4 different colorways in sort of 3 different kits available, but also as individual colorways. So we have a kit available in the original sample colorways. So this is colorway 19 or on the organic wool 1, and colorway number 1 on the Deluxe Silk Mohair, both of which are also available individually. Then we have a super gorgeous dusty denim blue that is number 27, and it's exactly the same colorway on the organic wool 1 and on the Deluxe Silk Mohair. also wanted a darker neutral, so we went with number 43, a colorway that's called aubergine, so eggplant, which is a very dark gray, almost anthracite, with a slightly veers into plum. And I think this is such a wearable color. We've had a tester who actually knit a cardigan in this, and look at this, like, I think, so this is a true black. This is how it shows up against a true black. So yeah, super, super gorgeous colorway. This is the one that I'm actually contemplating for my cigar cardigan. So yeah, those are in the shop right now, and we're super happy to be carrying that. It's a woman-owned business that's producing sustainable yarns in gorgeous colorways. What more could you want? The third yarn that I want to talk about is a yarn that is coming back to the shop in an updated version. And it is Marina Skiwa's a Mendip 4-ply, which we used in her Fanlight sweater, the gorgeous colorwork sweater that she designed for issue 7. So we do carry both Marina's Mendip 4-ply and her Mendip DK base, but her 4-ply just got a respin, and it is so good. Like, the one before was already really good, but when Marina ran out of the Mendip 4-ply base, she wanted to basically recreate the DK weight, which is a 100% lamb's wool sourced from a farm that's not 20 miles away from where Marina lives in the UK. And she wanted to basically take the exact same makeup but make a lighter weight yarn from that, which is what she did with the beautiful new version of the Mendip 4-ply, which we're so happy to carry. So yeah, and we're the first ones to carry it, so yay, very happy about that. We carry it in 6 different colorways. So I'm first going to introduce you to the colorways, and then I'm going to introduce you to the different kit combos that we have. So something special that you might not know about Marina's yarn is that she always has 2 different undyed yarn bases that she dyes her yarns on, and then depending on which base she uses for the base that she dyes on, the colors come out brighter or a little bit more muted. These are the 2 undyed shades. So this is called Sheep on the Sunny base, so Sheep Sunny, and this here is called Sheep Cloudy. So Sheep Sunny is a beautiful cream with a slight hint of gray, which I think is so great because I don't very much like a super flat cream white, but this one is really, it has a lot of depth to it. And then this is the Sheep Cloudy, that's called. It's a beautiful heathered medium gray. So those are the 2 undyed shades, and they're so pretty. And then we have 4 dyed shades, all of which are dyed on the cloudy base, so they're on the slightly darker side of the color spectrum. We have Bloom Cloudy, a gorgeous yellow. We have Teal Cloudy, a beautiful teal. We have Rose on Cloudy, a stunning dark pink, and a colorway that's new to us, Coal on Cloudy, which I'm absolutely obsessed with. It's a super dark gray, very, very slightly heathered, and it is really, really good. Like, this is almost black, and if I ever were to knit a black pullover, this is what I would use for it. Now, Fanlight needs 3 colorways. Don't worry, you're only ever knitting 2 colors at the same time. And so the one that sort of constitutes the majority of the body and the sleeves is the main color. And then the one that you start with and end with is contrasting color 1. And then the one that you stripe in is contrasting color 2. So we have 3 different kit options available. You can also purchase all of the yarns, on their own. So if you want to make up your own kit, you can totally do that. We have a kit for the original sample colors that is Sheep Sunny, Rose, and Bloom. So let me show you those together. So Sheep Sunny as the main color, Rose, here the one in the middle as the contrasting color 1, and Bloom as the contrasting color 2. We have a monochrome version that I'm very excited about. I ended up swatches for the 2 others because I wanted to see how they play out, and because I think it helps in making a decision whether you want to buy it or not. So monochrome uses coal as the main color, so you end up with a black body. Sheep in the sunny version as the contrasting color 1, and Sheep in the cloudy version as the contrasting color 2. And I think this is such a striking effect, like such a good pullover. So here they are again. So coal is the main color, then Sheep on the sunny base is the contrasting color 1, and Sheep on the cloudy base is the contrasting color 2. The third kit that we offer is inspired by the original swatch that Marina sent along with her submission, which used these 3 colors. So we have the teal as the main colorway, and then again the Sheep and the sunny as the contrasting color 1, and the Bloom as the contrasting color 2. So the Bloom kind of peeks through. So next to one another, it is these 3. So this is the main color, teal. This is the contrasting color 1, the Sheep Sunny. And this is the contrasting color 2, the Bloom. They're also gorgeous. So, and I had the best time knitting up these swatches. Seriously, the yoke basically knit itself. Super, super good. So much fun. So that is Marina's QS Mendip 4-ply, which is also now in the shop as individual skeins and as kits. And the last yarn that I want to talk about is something that is actually not new to the shop, but that is also featured in issue 7. So it definitely belongs in this lineup. And it's one of my all-time favorite sock yarns. It is Garthenor Organics Snowdonia sock that we used in Isabelle Alles Sea Forest socks. So again, kits for these are available on the website, but you can also just get individual skeins of the Garthenor Snowdonia sock if you want to. Snowdonia sock is a super good natural sock yarn that is comprised of Romney and Hebridean in different sort of percentages depending on the base that you're looking at and the colorway that you're looking at, because they're blending different percentages of the fleeces together to get a gradient of natural undyed shades. And it is produced by Garthenor Organic, one of my all-time favorite yarn companies, run by the loveliest mom and son duo, Sally and Johnny. They're based in the UK and they make really, really good GOTS certified, so organic yarns, and they do great work. So yeah, we have we carry 6 of their Snowdonia sock colorways, one of which is already sold out, so I don't have it to show you, but I'm going to show you the other 5. So we have Glassland, which is a light gray, which is a very close to the original sample colorway. This is actually in Moelhe Bach, but it this is almost the same color. Then we have Bala, which is a slight marl, a little bit darker gray than Glassland, if you see them next to one another. And then we have Ogwen, which is a super pretty blue. Is a very, very nice, cool blue, almost a little bit petrol-y. We have Sundew, a gorgeous burnt orange. And we have Spruce, which is actually a slight marl of a dark green and a dark gray. So very beautiful. So these are all of the Snowdonia colors together, and they're so good. They're really, really good. So yeah, All of those yarns are available in the shop now, as I said, as individuals or as part of the kits. If you are watching this, before March 31st, we run a little celebration to celebrate the kit launches. So everyone who orders a kit until March 31st will get one of our new Joy tote bags as a gift from us to you. Don't worry, these are also individually available in the web shop. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this yarn preview video. Do let me know in the comments below which one was your favorite, and if you have any questions on any of these yarns, also do comment below and we'd be more than happy to help. You can shop all of them on makingminusstories.com and many more. We have a ton of really gorgeous yarns, and I hope you find something that you like. See you soon. Bye.